We live? Hello and welcome to Make It Happen TV. My name's Spencer Lodge. It's Facebook Live time and guess what? Going to get pumped up and have a great show tonight. Amma, do you want to do the stuff?
I will.
You work the magic. Say hello to Amma, everyone. Amma's in the house. Amma's in the house. And Lizzie's here with us tonight. Hi, Lizzie. Look at hi. Hi. Hi, Lizzie. The shyest person in the whole wide world. Her name's Lizzie Metcalf. Without a doubt, though, a stalwart of the Make It Happen TV show. Okay, so loads of stuff to talk to you tonight. The subject matter is, what is it, guys? Let's have a drum roll, please.
What?
The mistakes that your parents made, okay? That's the subject matter tonight, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. I'm glad you got it right. Okay, my book. Who wants a copy of my book? If you're coming on the show, okay, you want a copy of my book, then you'll be very welcome to one. There's a few things you're going to need to do, and I'll make sure that I'll get them out to you if you do what I need you to do tonight. Okay, Lizzie is already panicking in the background, okay, saying, don't give all the books away. But no worries, we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to give some books away tonight. Okay, what I'd like you to do, you know I always ask the same thing. You sharing this content with your audience is really valuable to me. So please, please, please press the share button. I love the love hearts. I love the thumbs up. If you can do that for me, I will be very grateful indeed. So tonight on the show, remember, I need your engagement. The more engagement you give me, the more interaction you have with me, the more energy that then gives me, the more energy then I can give back to you. So don't be shy. If you're there, come and say hi. Tell us who you are. Tell us what your name is. Tell us what you do. I would love to get to meet you and add some value to you. So really, 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 really important, okay, that you do come and say hi. Okay, it's really important to me. I want your energy and I want your engagement. All right. I've had some lovely comments from lots of you out there that watch the show every week. Okay, over the course of the last week, they've really touched me. So thank you very much for those really lovely comments. It means the absolute world, okay, that you write nice things about me. And for those of you that have read the book, that have done a book review, wow, thank you so much. I mean, I'm just getting such lovely comments about the book. So many people are saying nice things. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you do that, okay? Once you've read it, you tell me about the book and you tell me how much it's meant to you and the things it's done for you. So I'm so grateful. So for all of you that have done that, a big, massive, massive thank you. Okay, it really does mean a lot. So if you want a copy of the book, you've got to stay on the show tonight. So make sure that you stay on. You don't sit there watching Desperate Housewives, Game of Thrones, what's the new Billions or whatever it might be. Okay, you stay focused on me. You turn everything off so that I can give you the maximum amount of value. And number two, you can get maximum value out of this session, because getting that value out of this session is really, really important. Last week we had people signing on from all over the world, and it's great that we have those people bringing in, okay, their thoughts, opinions and comments. Okay, that's really valuable too. So wherever you are in the world, okay, Cambodia, the Canary Islands, over in Europe, people over in the States, hi America, good morning to you on the West Coast. Okay, and good about lunchtime for you on the East Coast. So hello to you guys over in the United States. Okay, the clock's changed, so it's 4 hours now behind in the UK. So it will be we're 8 o'clock here. It'll be 4 p.m. in the UK on Sunday evening. What better to do on a Sunday evening at 4 p.m. as the weather's getting colder, the nights are getting darker, than to sit at home in front of the fire in a nice warm place and watch a Make It Happen TV episode and get engaged. I mean, I've got to compete with what? Antiques Roadshow, I think that's on this time of night in the UK. What other stuff is on in the UK? Okay, on a Sunday evening at 4 p.m. Okay, let me know what is out there. Let me know what I'm competing with if you know. Okay, because if I've got to compete with the Antiques Roadshow, then surely the energy that I've got and the vibe that I've got and the information I'm going to share is going to be valuable to you and help sure that you can get out and make it happen. Been doing some great work over the last few weeks with some really great organisations with great sales teams. So a big shout out to the guys at One Broker Group where I was today, Craig, Umar and the team. Brilliant job that you're doing. So really, really impressed with that. So well done. Keep up the hard work. Okay.
Going next week about one
We've got a video going next week. Okay.
One Broker Group.
Okay. Well, there's a video going out next week. One Broker Group. Okay. Look out for that. Okay. What else have we got coming up on the pipeline?
Yeah, there's a video about The Content Creators Conference.
Oh, okay, so I was at the Content Creators Conference where I lost my voice. You might have seen some of that on Instagram. Okay, I did lose my voice. Trying to find our inner warrior, trying to find the fight inside us. What we've got. I lost my voice very quickly doing that. So, you'll see a video of us at the Content Creators Conference. For those of you that know Joe Woodhouse, Family Wealth 101, he's got a series of videos that have just been launched this week. Okay, watch out for an episode every day. Great guy, simplifying financial planning. I love watching his content. I love his enthusiasm. Okay, it's great sense of humor that he's got. So look out for that. It's good stuff. So let me know. Do you want a book? Who wants a book? Let me know if you want a book tonight, because you're gonna have to do some things to get a copy of my book, my Amazon bestseller. Great stuff. Yes, Amma.
I want to give you the laptop, and I need you to give me your phone, please.
My phone is here.
Yeah, because
You want the phone?
yeah, instead. But
Sorry. Opened. Okay, my apologies. You want it on Facebook, yeah?
yeah, please.
All right. Oh, blimey, no, so we're going here. Got to make sure the technical stuff's done. There you go. You can have that.
Yeah.
Okay, and you want me to have the laptop?
Yes.
Okay, I got my questions here from everybody tonight. We're talking about, the mistakes your parents made. Now, when you look at my life and the mistakes my parents made, probably, as always, a good example is to choose me and to think about those things. So what I'm trying to do here is think about things that happen in your life, decisions that your parents made that maybe... those decisions that your parents made and mistakes that they made had an impact on you that helped you then have a great career, then helped you, take those learnings and that experience and you could understand it. So I was talking with my business partner, Danielle, earlier on, and Danielle was saying to me that she had an experience in her life where she moved home. So she went from the north of England right down into Devon when she was 13. And you think about that, when you're 13 years old, that's a really important time in your life at 13. You know, you've got all your friends, you've got all your buddies, etc. Thank you very much. Okay, you got your buddies, etc. And when you've got your buddies, what tends to happen, hold on a minute, guys. What tends to happen when you've got your buddies is that you don't want to leave, you don't want to do anything different because you've got your network and your friends around you. So moving home and going somewhere like that, from the north to the south of England, to a good 200 or 300 miles away, and having to start all over again, meant that Danielle was exposed to change, and that change that she was exposed to and starting again meant that for her, the impact of change wasn't great for her in her career because she'd already adjusted to that. Okay, let's say hi to everybody. Who we got? Snuggy's on. How you doing, Snuggy? Snuggy with the best name in the whole wide world. We love Snuggy. Okay, that is without a doubt Snuggy Valentino. Don't we just love him? Daniela is in Oman. Nice to see you, Daniela. Hope you're well. I'll pick up the book from you at the end of November. Excellent. Okay, you're coming to the masterclass. Okay, Mirinda, how are you? Where are you coming to visit RAK again? Hey, who knows? I might be there very, very soon. Marion's on. My mum's on. Hi, mum. How are you? Oh, no, she's going to have to watch this one. The only person I didn't want to watch this episode is my mum. Oh, no. Okay, she's going to be there sitting there. She'll commenting. Okay, Chad's on. How you doing, Chad? No, hope you well. Alan, we were supposed to speak yesterday. Why didn't we? Alan, message me tonight and we'll make sure we speak tomorrow. Okay, Graham King, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Kurt, next time the weather is nice in Dubai, I have to have the webinar outside from the pub. Kurt, you know what? It's in the works. We're planning to do that in a couple of weeks' time. Start doing the Facebook Lives outside so that you can enjoy, the great weather with us. Okay, it's much cooler. Nice to see you. Zama, what's this all about? You'll find out if you stay on and watch. You'll be able to see. Okay, good to see some of you on. Come and say hi, everyone. Thumbs up, hearts. Okay, I want engagement, and make sure that you share this content, okay? For those of you out there, it would be great you come join. There you go, getting the love hearts, getting that stuff in. Right, so if the only person that I don't want to be on this show tonight... So, Mum, have you not got something you could do that you're more busy with? Have you not got somewhere you need to go? Have you not got something that you could be up to tonight? Mum, it'd be great if you could, I don't know, go and entertain some friends. Go shopping.
Just give me her number, I'll call her. I'll just waste some time.
So my mum's on here. So let's think about the mistakes, that your parents made. So the parents, that had an impact on your life, okay, in a positive, okay, negative way, I suppose, to some degree, but a positive way. Let's stay positive because they're positive people. Okay, what I want to do, guys, come and say hi. Okay, Jeff, nice to see you. Jeff is over in the States somewhere. I think he's in Denver. Are you in Denver, Jeff? Have I got that right? No, somewhere in the States for sure. Okay, so Mum, you're still there. Can you please leave? Okay, Mohammed, okay, nice to see you. My parents made me well, I think. Interesting point. Okay, good stuff. Okay. Anyway, Mum, bugger off. Right, so what mistakes? Okay, so what I want you now to think about. Okay, Rohit, nice to see you. Jane, how are you? Okay, nice to see you. Come and join us. Come say hi, get engaged, come and join the show. Okay, really important. What mistakes did your parents make? So I'll give you an example. My dad, when I was about 6 or 7 years old, okay, my dad went bust, okay? He was in business and he lost his business. Now, I was 7 years old. I don't know the detailed reasons of why that happened. I've never really discussed it in detail. But we went from living a comfortable life, okay, where everything was comfortable, you know, we had a nice enough life, and then everything was gone. Mum and Dad then divorced, okay, and on the back of Mum and Dad then divorcing, so hopefully I'm sharing the story the right way, Mum. It's as I remember it, okay. Mum and Dad got divorced, and then Mum had nothing, okay, and Dad had nothing, and they both had to start again, and they started again. Now, if I was 7, my mum would have been in her mid-30s. My dad would have been in his mid-30s as well. So they had to start again in their mid-30s from nothing. So they'd created a life for themselves. They'd done okay. It all went horribly wrong. The financial breakdown led to a relationship breakdown as well. And with that relationship breakdown, they went their separate ways. I went off with my mum at first, and guess what? Okay, we had to survive. And back then, because I had lots of love in my family, my mum was exceptionally loving, and my dad was great too. Because that love was there, okay, I was shielded from a lot of that. However, I was fully aware that we'd gone from a comfortable life to a challenging period. And that exposure that I had to that made me watch that, you know, they made those bad decisions and they then had to rebuild again. And I was then from kind of 7 or 8 years old having to watch them grow and build again, watch them become somebody again, in essence, you know, create careers and success for themselves again. And so that was a really interesting journey for me, because watching that, and again, at the time when I was a kid, I didn't really think about it that much. It was just kind of what happened, you know. I didn't think about it all the time. It was just what it was. But looking back on it, I've been surrounded by 2 people that have had to go out and really work hard to build again and become successful again, and that's what they did. So that, you know, those whatever decisions my dad made that caused that business to break down, the mistakes that he made, okay, meant they had to start again, and I benefited from that experience. Does that make sense? If you've got something similar to share, let me know, okay? It'd be really nice if you've got something that you can do, okay? Excellent stuff. Jeff's on here, okay. Esther, nice to see you. Come join us. Okay, Son's nice to see you. Okay, okay. So Daniela said it happened to me as well. So come on and tell me. Okay, tell me a little bit about your stories. Okay, did your parents make a mistake? Was there something that happened that your parents did that led you to learning from that and then benefiting from it in the future? So give me some feedback now. Okay, that'd be great if you could do so. Give me some feedback. I've got loads of passing comments. Okay, remember, guys, if you want a copy of the book, you got to press the share button. Okay, it's absolutely critical. Once you've shared, let me know you've shared. Okay, it really matters to me that you press the share button. So please, please, please press the share button so you can get yourself lined up for a copy of this, but also other people can see this content and it can be valuable for them. All right, so let me know. Okay, so what have we got here? Let's have a look at some of these comments. David Kavanagh, nice to see you on. Thanks for coming and joining the show, David. Okay, so what experience have you got? Come and type it in there. Okay, experience you've got. Have you got an experience? Something simple that you can explain. While you're doing that, let's take the questions that we've got sent to us over the course of the week. And again, if you have questions in the week you want to send us, send those questions in. Send them in, okay? And then I'll make sure I answer them on the show live for you. So Jess from New Zealand. Hi, Jess Lincoln. How are you? In New Zealand, I think they're probably in bed asleep right now, okay, in New Zealand. So you'll have to watch this on catch up. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, right. Jess says, hi from the land of sheep and Lord of the Rings. Nice to see you. So I've got a question. How much of your success do you attribute to your upbringing? Okay, and who are you more like, your mum or your dad? Wow, that's a really interesting question. So I think I didn't do very well at school, but I don't come from parents that went to university either. So did that have an impact on my success? I don't know. People telling me I couldn't be something and couldn't do something seemed to fire me up more so. Watching my parents come from that tough place and then growing themselves, being in that environment where they essentially, whatever words were used back in the 70s, where they had to hustle and grind. Okay, that's what they did. Did that have an impact on me? We talk about this between nurture and nature, don't we? You know, what is it? Okay, is it nurture? Is it nature? And a lot of the time, I think it's a combination of both of those things. So in answer to your question, who am I more like, my mum or my dad? Now, my mum's watching this. My mum will always say that I'm like my dad, and my dad will always say that I'm like my mum. Now, if you remove my mum and dad's opinions and you ask, I don't know, ask my stepdad, David, okay, David will always say that I'm like my mum, and he knows both of them. Other people that know both of them tends to say I'm more like my mum than I am my dad. So, what do you reckon? Do you have an opinion on that? Do you think I'm much like my mum?
I think you're like...
Do you? Do you think I'm like my mum?
When I met her, I was like, I know where this is coming from.
Well, there you go. Maybe more like my mum. Kieran, nice to see you. Joelyn, how are you doing? Okay, from Allentown. Allentown, that's that blooming song, isn't it? Billy Joel song, Allentown. Excellent, nice to see you. Okay, Jane shared. Come on, guys, press the share button. Do me a favour. Okay, I give lots. Give us something back. Okay, get that shared. Hafiz, nice to see you. How you doing? Ash, how are you? Okay, David says, is what they taught a mistake or just their opinion and base way? And is our opinion right or wrong? Well, David, that's a really interesting question. Was it a mistake? I think a lot of the times those mistakes that they've made, the decisions they've made that might not have been the best decision for everybody involved, okay, at the time, okay. However, the learning that came from that decision benefited, I mean, in my example, me, and maybe it benefited you. So can it be classed as a mistake now? What an interesting question. That's a little bit like, let's think about rejection. Okay, when we think about rejection, okay, so we have a job and the boss says you're fired, okay, or you're in a relationship and your partner says it's over. What do we instinctively do in that moment? You know, it's fine, I've been fired, I've lost something, and that makes you want to fight to keep it. You know, you're in a relationship and your partner doesn't want to be with you anymore. That rejection makes you want to fight to keep it. But 12 months, 24 months down the road, when you look back on it, you're actually quite glad that decision was made, that rejection happened, and when you got that rejection, it's kind of like looking back and it's like, that's not such a bad thing because it's opened up some new doors, it's given me the opportunity to, you know, for those people that were rejected in a relationship, maybe it's you know what, I found someone better, I found the right person to be with. And so when you're in that type of situation, you know, we think about mistakes and decisions that work against us. Sometimes in the long run, they work for us. So David, hopefully that helps you. My parents always said no debt, it's a killer. Okay, Marinda said that. My parents always said no debt, it's a killer. I don't believe that's correct. I believe that no debt as a young person is wise. I think that if you're going to get on the property ladder, though, you're going to need to get a mortgage, and getting a mortgage gives you the opportunity to buy your first home and then maybe upgrade and move up or build a property portfolio. And the best way to do that is leverage and borrowing cheap money from the bank in a structured way. So yes, when I was young, I'll tell you a story about what happened to me when I was young. Years ago, and my mum will be able to confirm this. Years ago, we used to have catalogues. Okay, there were Littlewoods catalogues and other catalogues you get, and they'd come in the post, and you look through the catalogues and you would choose what you want. So I saw this bicycle, this BMX bicycle. I really, really wanted this bike. It was like, I so badly want it, Mum, can I have it? And she's like, well, save your money and then you can get it. And I'm like, yeah, but Mum, okay, the price of the bike is, and I can't remember, it's X. It says, okay, £4.80 per week for the next 48 months. And so I was like, I can do £4.80 a week. I can say that. She said, no. You're not having a bike on credit. You're going to save your money and buy it. But I'm like, yeah, but Mum, I can afford £4.80. I can do that. You know, can I have the bike? Can I have the bike? And she said, well, look, no one's going to give you the credit because you're a kid. I'm going to have to guarantee it. That means I'm going to be responsible for it if you can't pay it. So the simple answer is no. Oh man, I was devastated about that. I was totally upset, bothered about it for days and days and days and days, and probably weeks and weeks and weeks, because I never got that bike. But, okay, imagine if I had got that bike and I wasn't able to afford those payments. You know what? Problems would have happened for me. So I'm glad that she made that decision for me in the end. Okay, who else has got some stuff to share? Okay, yes you are. Let's meet up when I speak in London soon. Love to do something with you. David, absolutely no problem at all. Lana, nice to see you on. Lizzie Dixon on. I love Lizzie Dixon. Lizzie Dixon, you're amazing. Okay, Cameron's on. Nice to see you, Cameron. Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, so give me some examples. I want to know. Come on, it's really important that you share with me. Give me some examples as I scroll through. Kieran, an example that your parents did. Okay, a mistake they made. Is there something out there? Daniela, okay. Essa, tell me one. Okay, there's surely that. Okay, I was with somebody the other day that told me a story about a decision parents made that went against them, and they look back on that decision and it turns out being a positive one. There are loads of examples, but try and think what's relevant to you, okay? Try and think what's relevant to you and how it helped you, because it gives you a little bit of perspective if you do. Okay, let's go through to my next question. Oh, anonymous. Oh, blimey. We don't get anonymous ones very often, do we? Anonymous? Why couldn't you just share your name?
Like we were porn, so sometimes we send us without name.
Okay, right. Okay, shush. All right, they say never to go into business with family, but because my folks have been having some rotten luck financially recently, I offered my mother a job. The problem is she's single-handedly destroyed my reputation and business. She shared personal information that she shouldn't have with my employees, and she told two of my biggest clients that we have no longer have the need for their business because she heard me complaining about them to my wife. Wow. I've now got a workforce who no longer respect me and two clients who won't answer my calls. What do I do? This is my mother, so I can't fire her, but I feel like there's no going back from what she said. What would you do in this situation? You're saying you can't fire her? I don't believe that. You have to. Okay, you have to. Well, that's probably a bit strong. You're going to have a strong talk to her, and you're going to have to make sure she understands what the rules are. I mean, that's quite, wow. That's really kind of like intense, isn't it? Your mum has told your two biggest clients that because you were talking about it with your wife in the kitchen, your mum has told them that you don't need their business. Blimey, okay? And she shared personal information she shouldn't have with your employees. You know, that must be my naivety. Most mums don't have a malicious intent. Most mums are coming at it from a good point of view, a good place, aren't they? Most mums' intention is to do something good. They might get it wrong, okay, but their intention is to do something good. And if that's the case, then you know, you give her another chance, you sit down and you talk her through it and you try and help her out, okay? Because you want her to make the right decisions, you want her to do the right thing, but she needs to be aware of the impact of what she said has had on your business, okay? She really needs to be aware of that, so do it calmly, kindly, with empathy, and you might get somewhere. That's a really, really difficult situation. Any of you got any opinions on that or thoughts? Let me know! Okay, come and engage. Okay, Joel. Always cutting things out of catalogues and hung up in front of oneself. Now that's my vision board. Not all come true, but teach me so. Always cutting things out of I didn't even know that catalogues still existed. Do they still exist? Do they really have catalogues? Okay, Geraldine's over in the States. I didn't even realise they had them anymore with the internet. That's mad that people are still using catalogues. I mean, I'm 48, so that's like 40 years ago for me. Goodness me. Robert, how you doing? Nice to see you on. Amy, how are you? Okay, Kieran says, my mum was always telling me not to move out of the area where we grew up. Thankfully, I didn't listen. That's because your mum wanted you to stay close to home so she could be your mum. Okay, that's the reason, isn't it? You know, stay around your family, stay around your friends. It's the best thing to do, which basically means I don't want my boy to leave. That's you, Kieran, isn't it? Your mum's like, Kieran, don't leave me. Don't go somewhere else because I won't see you so much and you're my little boy. I bet that's why she did it in the right way, okay? But guess what? That was a good decision that you made. Out of your mum and dad, who was my idol? Marinda, what a great question while my mum's listening. As a... Marinda! Oh! So, out of my mum and my dad, I think as a boy, my dad was my idol. As a boy, my dad was my idol. But I think as I've grown up and I look at the struggles that my mum went through, and I think she struggled big time. I think the struggles that she went through, also having to cope with me, and imagine what I'm like at 48 years old with my energy and my livelihood, my liveliness right now. Imagine what I must have been like a 15-year-old and the 10-year-old, the amount of energy I must have had to drive her absolutely mad. So I look back and I think, to be honest with you, I think my mum's my hero. And I think, you know, when I was a boy, definitely my dad, but as I grew up, definitely definitely look at my mum and I say, yeah, you're definitely the hero. I love my mum. She's amazing, okay? Everyone who gets exposed to my mum thinks she's amazing. So that's a really good thing, and I'm very proud of that. So Marinda, thanks for that question. Anybody else ask me questions like that, and I'm not going to be happy. Right, okay. John Goodwill from Newcastle says, I've got a similar story to yours. Growing up, my folks got divorced when my brother and I were quite young, and my mum had to work 3 different jobs to support our family. Okay, that's similar. My dad was always in and out of jobs, but was a real determined chap, and eventually he started his own real estate business that's taken off in recent years. I've just recently taken over from my dad, but everyone seems to think I'm undeserving of the new CEO title, since I've only been with the company for a year. I've got plenty of my own experience prior to this, and I can assure you I'm not a spoilt rich kid. How do you make my new workforce respect me as a leader, and how can I make them realize that I'm just as good as my dad in terms of knowledge and know-how? Well, it's not what you're going to say that's going to get their respect. It's what you're going to do, the actions. One of the most underrated characteristics and qualities that you can have nowadays in business, okay, and don't believe me, ask Mark Cuban, he'll tell you the same thing, is to be kind to people. You'll win people's hearts and mind over if you're kind, if you offer empathy in every situation. Try and do everything you can to demonstrate, okay, what value you can bring to people. Don't be a power hungry freak. You know, people, dad was respected. Now you've come into that job. You've been in the company for a year. Okay. You have to earn people's trust. So take your time. Okay. Pick your battles and make sure you show lots of empathy. You demonstrate an incredibly hard work ethic, someone that cares enormously for the company, and you don't walk around taking the whole power trip to heart, and start being the person that you would want to work for. Start imagining the person that you would like to be like and you would like to work for. And on the back of that, I think that will work in your favor. I would love, okay, John, I would love you to keep me updated on that as it goes, though. I really would. Okay, Howie Young in the US, he says, I'm the father of 2 beautiful girls, aged 19 and 23. 2 beautiful ladies, I'd say. I haven't been the best role model for them in the past, but I'd like to help them succeed in their careers where I can. The youngest of my kids wants to pursue a career in acting, but I can't for the life of me understand this. I didn't exactly get a degree myself, but at least I learned a trade after school. How do I manage this situation as a parent? I really want my kids to experience success and not battle like I did financially. Well, first of all, be very careful. They'll judge you if you talk from a place of knowledge, yet you made lots of mistakes yourself, so be careful of that. Number 2, with my kids, and I'll only take those as an example, I just want my kids to be happy. Whatever they want to pursue when they leave school and college, I just want them to be happy. If they're multimillionaires, great. If they're not, if they're earning $30,000 a year, but they're really happy, great. For me, it doesn't matter. What my focus will always be on their happiness. Try and make sure that they get up every day with a why, with a purpose, with a belief. Get up every day wanting to be somebody, okay? No matter what it is, wanting to be somebody. That could be the best of anything that's out there, but as long as they're happy, that's the most important thing. And never underestimate how incredibly valuable it is to be happy, because I'll tell you something for nothing, okay? Unhappy people litter the workplace. 80% of people that go to work every morning are going to wake up with that alarm clock and go, oh, another day at work. And that's what I would never want my kids to have. Howie, hope that's answered your question, mate. Okay, what other else have we got? Okay. My dad was president of a non-profit, had amazing leadership skills. Loved watching him in action. Helped me be the leader I am today. Joelyn, excellent stuff. I'm glad you got a dad that was great like that. Okay, who is my sales? It's Paul Kilakita. Hiya, Paul. How are you? My goodness, Paul worked with me. God, how long ago was it, Paul? I'm 48, 29 years ago he worked with me. So I hope you are keeping well. I've not spoken to you in many, many years. My sales inspiration. The first people that taught me to sell inspired me, people that you know, David Schillingus and Eric Pomfret. But after that, Robin Fielder, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, these people have inspired me like crazy over the years. So they're the people. It's not one person, it's been many. Kieran, exactly the reason, in fact, I moved as far away as possible to Australia, which made me grow up enormously. Well, that's a little bit extreme, isn't it? You know, Mum says don't leave the local town, and you moved from South London to Australia. I thought you might have moved to North London or to Kent or to Surrey or something. Brilliant stuff. Okay, John, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming to join the show. Okay, next question. Sally from Dubai. Help, my folks are coming for all my money. Okay, here's my story. Growing up, my parents didn't have a lot of money, but they worked hard so that they could send me to private school and get a good education. I guess it paid off because I'm now the sales director for a pretty big firm. I've got several other business ventures in addition to my day job. Problem is my parents say that I owe them for everything they've invested in me. Any advice on how I can handle them and these expectations? Crikey, I've never had that one before. So your parents decided, so I would say this, it's like my kids, they went to private school, but they didn't choose to go to private school. They chose to be my kids. Well, they didn't choose that. My kids went to the school I told them to go to. It wasn't a choice. They went where they were going and that was it. They now, will choose their universities, but they will choose their universities based upon their degree and what they want to study. My kids have their education paid for because it was my responsibility and a decision that I made. They could have gone to free education, to public school as we have it in the UK. So I think that's pretty darn grim that you've got parents that think that you owe them. I would ask them a few questions, probably not have a row with them, but I'd ask them a few questions. Why did you pay for me to go to private school? And they will say to you, because we wanted you to have a great education. Why did you want me to have a great education? Because we wanted you to have a great start in life. Why did you want me to have a great start in life? Because you're our daughter and we love you. Ah, good. Okay, so I don't owe you anything. That's the end of that one then. Okay, great. Guys, where's your questions? Okay, they're literally invested in it. Okay. Guys, I want your questions, your feedback. There's no love hearts, there's no thumbs up. What's going on? Do you want a copy of the book? Need some engagement. Your energy's going to help me tonight. I need you to be doing this, guys. Okay, so Kim Williams from Joburg says, do you believe in nature or nurture? I knew this question was going to come up. I've got a bit of a deadbeat friend who has a really smart son, but my friend isn't doing anything to further her son's potential. I find this to be a great shame. Do you reckon kids like this have a decent shot at becoming something? On the other hand, I've got a daughter who isn't particularly gifted and works hard to achieve very average results. Do you think that if I work with her more, she can still become the CEO that I think she can be? First of all, your kids will never be anything that you think they should be. Your kids should be something that they think they should be. It matters because as they grow up, they're going to make choices based upon what they want in life. Your kids might not want to be a CEO. Your daughter might want to be a nurse. She might want to be a surgeon. She might want to be a pilot. You don't know these things yet, and they've got to learn that kind of stuff. Whatever they want to be, you should allow them to choose that. That's my belief, okay? In terms of nurture and nature, nurture applies to some things and nature applies to others, Do people have a talent? Well, I think everybody's got a talent. You have to find your own talent. We've all got it within us. Amma is just, he's on fire when it's everything related to videography, filmmaking, editing, directing, producing. That's just his thing. It's not my thing, but that's his thing. And it's what gives him his energy and his juice. And because that gives him his energy and his juice, he's doing what serves that for him. Now, that came from something inside of him, an interest that he grew many years ago. If you take me, I've been in the world of sales. How did I get into sales? Well, yeah, there were people at the beginning that went, you've got the gift of the gab. But I saw it as a great way to have fun whilst at work. I really enjoy selling to people. I really enjoy engaging with people, creating emotional connections. I love adding value. So my advice would be, don't push them in any particular direction. Nurture or nature is relevant to different things with different people at different times. Okay, it's not one or the other. Okay, any other questions? Guys, what's your question? Stephen, nice joining us. Chichi Ishmael, what a great name that is, Chichi. Okay, Kayser's on here as well. Guys, come and say hi. What's Lizzie saying? My parents used to spend a lot of time building my brother up as a child because he was picked on. Since then, he's always been super confident but very dependent. The problem was that it left me when I was younger as really shy and with not a lot of self-belief. However, it did make me very independent, and since I moved to London, not only am I independent, I've also realised I'm bloody great at what I do. Get in, Lizzie! Okay, that's awesome. That's a great comment to write there, Lizzie. Awesome. Okay, very shy when you were younger. I think you were quite shy when you first started working with me some years ago. So I get that completely. And look at you. You're really doing well. You're great at what you do. You're fiercely independent. And guess what? You're out there making it happen. So again, parents don't get it right. Okay. Mary Constantinou. Okay, nice to see you. Thanks for coming on to the show. Jane, thanks for inviting her in. Okay, guys, Chad says, I never got any grades at a young age, but I jumped on a train to London at 19 after being in and out of jobs, then moved to Dubai at 20, taking a big risk with very little money. I lived off plain pasta for a month. I'm really focused. Well, this is great, and constantly progressing in my career. I'm now 2 years on and very keen to keep moving forward and constantly learning. How do I find what my real goal is for the future? To give me something to work towards. Well, remember, goals don't always have to be some big long-term vision. A great way of creating success is actually setting out yourself to do some small goals. Try and think about what you could achieve over the next 90 days. That could be health, that could be wealth, that could be education, knowledge, career. Okay, understanding yourself. Maybe you add some skills to your bow to give you more understanding of yourself. Go and learn hypnotherapy, or go and learn something that will challenge your mind, neuro-linguistic programming or something, Chad. I'm not really sure what industry you're in, okay? But try and give yourself more education all the time, okay? If what you do for a living isn't your ultimate goal, there's something out there that will be eventually. Give yourself small goals. Maybe it's getting a promotion. That's a small goal, going from where you are to the next job up in the ladder in the company. Work towards, find out what you need to do to achieve that and work hard to do that. When you get to that next goal, okay, or the next position, maybe push yourself up to the next one. What have you got to do and how long is it going to take? All of those things help you get focus and stay on the tracks, okay, of moving forward in the right direction. And maybe when you get there, you'll go, do you know what? I really love this. I'm going to set my own business up. That's my ultimate goal, being my own boss. I don't know, okay? But little things like this are really, really important to help you push forward. Okay, thanks, Mum, for the compliments. Bye, Spencer. You're great on the show. It's a good one today. Got to go. Bye, Mum. She's gone. Right, we can talk about her now. Lizzie says, I was very shy when I was in Dubai. I'm a very different person now, partly because of you. Thank you, Spencer. You're very welcome, Lizzie. You're very welcome indeed. Okay, Kurt says, when I was 16 living in Switzerland, I told my parents that I want to travel to Venice for 1 week vacation and pay myself. My parents did not allow it at the beginning. I insisted and talked about it during 3 months until I got the okay from my parents. Okay, excellent, Kurt. Great thing to do. Remember, if you don't have your own children, be a role model for others too. It just doesn't have to be your own children. Jolan, what a great thing to say. Yes, you can be role models for other people as well. Okay, be a role model for everybody that you can have an impact on. Let people look up to you and aspire to be like you. Give it with empathy and love and encouragement with everyone around you, and you'll find you get a lot more out of it. Okay, one more question we've got here before we go on to the books. Okay, Kevin says, do you think it's possible to learn from other people's mistakes, or do you have to make the mistakes of your own in order to learn? Kevin, this is a tough one for me. I want to make sure my kids make no mistakes and they learn from all of my mistakes. And if they learn from all of my mistakes, then guess what? They don't have to go through all the pain, the heartache and the hurt that I went through. But do you know what? They just sometimes have to make those mistakes, and sometimes you just have to let them. And that doesn't apply just to your kids. If you're a leader in business and you employ people or you run a team of people, sometimes you have to let people make the mistakes and learn from those mistakes themselves, because that's the best lesson. And remember, it's not, failure, it's just a mistake. Failure doesn't exist. Your failure is just another way of learning, So don't ever think that it's not going to work that way, because it does. People just, I would so love people not to have to ever make a mistake. Just read all the list of mistakes that everyone's made and say, I'm not going to make those. But guess what? The world is changing and evolving, and as it changes and evolves, the same mistakes aren't necessarily exactly the same in people's working lives. And so, you got to let people do it sometimes. So there's the answer to my question. Right, type in the box here below. Who wants to win a book? So some of you have got a book. Who would like to win a book? If you think you'll be beaten, you will. If you think you dare, you're not. I'm going to read this out quickly, but listen to this. If you think you'll be beaten, you will. If you think you will dare not, you won't. If you want to win, but you think you can't, you most definitely won't. Paul, I remember that was on the back of our business cards 28 years ago. Okay, Kieran says, completely agree. Okay, set short of long-term goals. Left school at 15 with only a few GCSEs. Fell into the family construction business when it was... it was only when I went traveling I realized what I was interested in, financial markets. I now work for a global asset management firm in London. People always ask me how I managed it without a degree, and it was setting short long-term goals. Excellent stuff. Well done. Melanie, thanks for coming to join us. Right, If you would like a book, I would like you to tell me you'd like a book. If you're on the show right now and you'd like a book, type in the box, yes, please, I'd love a book, okay? Type in the box, okay, the comments box, yes, please, I would love a book, okay? Yes, please, I would love a book. Type into the box right now. I'll give you 10 seconds. Counting down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Lizzie over here is going, don't give away all the books. If you could see her face. Do you want to come on the camera? Do you want to come and say hi to everyone? She's like, look how she moves even further away. She just like, no. Lizzie, come and say hi. No, don't want to come and say hi. Okay, fine. Danielle, how are you? Excellent to have you on the show. Okay, so Marinda said, you didn't write it. Okay, Kurt said, I'd love to have the book, but you got it already. Excellent. Rohit says, yes, I want the book. Marinda, you got to say it the right way. Chad Allen says, yes, please, I'd love the book. Anton says, hi, Anton, how are you? Yes, please, I'd love the book. Okay, I'd like the book for my son, Marinda says. Okay, Paul Kilakita says, yes, please. Jane says, yes, please, I'd love a book. Okay, I'm a winner already by being able to listen to you. Yes, please, I'd love a book. Okay, so once this show ends, okay, so you can't do it now because I'll know. Okay, once this show ends, okay, you must go to the Make It Happen Facebook page, okay, which you're watching this live on, okay, and you must go, I'm not going to tell you yet, okay, so hold on, okay, and how many books have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many have we got? 6. Hold on a minute. How many have we got? We've got Rohit, Kurt. No, Kurt's got one. Rohit, Marinda, Chad, Anton, Paul, Jane, Joellen. Okay, so those people right now are saying they want a book. This is, how many is that? 6? 7. Okay, 7 people. If you go and recommend Make It Happen and the Make It Happen page, you go and write a recommendation. And I don't mean Spencer's great, thanks very much. You write something that you believe is really valuable as a recommendation for me on the Make It Happen page. So I've known Spencer, Paul could say, I've known Spencer for 28 years and go from there. For those of you that don't know me, tell the audience by recommending me what you think of what I do and how it helps you. Okay, if you can do that as a recommendation, I literally will get the pen out after this. I will personally sign a copy of the book for you, and I personally will stick it in FedEx or DHL, and I will send it to you. Okay, I promise you. Okay, Kurt and other people that have already got it know that I do exactly that. So if you are willing to go and do what I want you to do, which is to go and write that recommendation on the Make It Happen page, straight after this, you will have 10 minutes only. Okay, no, you don't need 10 minutes, you need 5 minutes. You'll have 10, okay, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. Okay, you have 10 minutes only once this finishes. You can't do it now. Okay, it doesn't count now. But once this finishes, you have 10 minutes. In that, if you do it in the first 10 minutes, I'll personally sign, FedEx a copy and send it to you personally from me, from this stack that I've got right here, right now. Lizzie will go to FedEx tomorrow or DHL and she'll get them sent across to you. Okay, but you've got to do that once the live finishes. Have you enjoyed the show? Guys, tell me, have you enjoyed it? I want to see yeses and thumbs up. Have you enjoyed the show tonight? Has it been valuable for you? Tell me if it has. Just type in there right now if it has. If it has, then happy days. I've done my job and I am pleased that I've added some value to you. Okay, type in the box. I'm going to be done right now. Where are we up to? 8:42. We've been going on for ages, haven't we? All right, guys, next week's show, I will be on a mountain raising money for charity. If you'd like to donate to me, I'll be raising money for charity to raise money for children with special needs. I'll be doing that in Morocco on a mountain called Mount Toubkal from the 2nd. So I'm not going to be around to do the Facebook Live, but I promise you I will try, if I get signal on the mountain, to go live with you for a few minutes. But if I do, I want you to all promise, okay, that you come and join the show if I do so. Whatever you do, make sure that you get out there and make it happen. Okay, Chad, no problem. We'll deliver it to you, mate. No problem at all. Get in there, write the recommendation. We'll make sure the book comes to you. Send me a direct message with your full address, phone number, and postcode, please. I need that so that I can make sure that I get the book to you. All right, go for it. Whatever you do, make sure that you make it happen. Thanks very much. Signing off, Spencer Lodge, Make It Happen TV. Good night, Amma. Good night, Lizzie, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one.